Capricorn full moon. This is exciting. Oh my God, for my Capricorns. This is happening at 11 degrees of Capricorn. That is a degree of Aquarius. Now, with that being said, we have gate 38 in human design, which is active. I haven't done a human design video in a little bit, but this one is here. This full moon activates gate 38, which has this shadow frequency of struggle. Okay, working in this fear. Okay, when we struggle from a place of fear, from anxiety. Okay, or perseverance at the gift frequency, when we learn how to take a breath and persevere against all the greatest odds, and ultimately bringing us to a high state, acidic frequency of honor. Okay, and this is kind of like Christ energy, and we'll get into that. Now, what's also really important about this full moon at 11 degrees of Capricorn is that right prior, we went through a couple major transits, one being Mercury squared Neptune. There's a video out there, check it out. Mars squared Uranus, Mars and Leo squared Uranus and Taurus. Okay, that's a huge one because it is the same signature. It is the same energetic signature between Leo and Taurus. They're having battles on different fronts. Mars is much more of a conscious, unconscious warrior energy. Okay, and Venus is much more of um, a natural lover, but who will also conquer others with its love through expressions of beauty, through expressions of simplicity. The manipulation is a little bit more subtle than Mars, like, this is what I want, this is how I want it. Venus is like, this is what I want and what I'm willing to give you for it. You feel me? Before we go any further, definitely hit the thumbs up and the likes button, ladies and gentlemen. This is your AstroShaman Pernell Bobby. We are generating an economy of harmony, leveraging human design and genetic astrology. The members are meeting up this Sunday, July 2nd, one day before the full moon in Capricorn at 11 degrees. So if you're looking to join in, we're actually starting our midterms. Okay, so I'm structuring it out still how it's going to look, but it looks like it's going to be 5 weeks straight on Sundays. We're adding a Sunday in between. Okay, and I didn't confirm this with my members yet. This is just me speaking out loud, percolating. But if you're looking to join that, please do. I always forget. I come up here so early, y'all. I came up here, I was doing some reading, had my little book here, had my other little reading I was doing in my iPad on a PDF before the sun comes up heavy. So, okay, let's get into this full moon. One of the things that's happened is very important. Okay, Mars squaring Uranus before this full moon, it it really was an irritable energy. Okay, as a collective frequency, Uranus is a collective planet, but Mars affected us at a personal level. Yet Mars is unconscious, so we're not fully aware of how we're so involved in this fight. This kind of fight where do we even know what we're fighting for? And that's what this full moon is really asking us. It's asking us to come into illumination of, have the fight that you've been fighting, has it been, in the name of love, or has it been in the name of fear? Have you been looking at your career, your external image, of how other people see you, okay, and seeing this from a place of, fear, and either one, stepping into a defeatist mentality where you internalize so much pressure that you essentially make yourself numb to the point where only you can pull yourself out, and you begin to ignore every outside influence, even when they're like, yo, maybe you should, exercise, maybe you should take a walk, maybe you should take a breath, maybe you should go, play with your plant. But anything that would actually help you, but you can't hear them, this is the struggle that speaks of for gate 38 in human design. It's like, you just want to fight, and you don't even know why you want to fight anymore. You just, and understand that this is a very tribal and ancestral type, energy, where it's like, you know, when you're in a tribe, you had to come with something, and maybe you were the warrior, okay? Maybe you were the mother who was fighting for certain, for your children to be fed and nurtured while the men were away. Whatever it is, we all had a fighting role to play, okay? And there's a struggle that's always present, but the struggle that is present when we are afraid of pursuing a purpose is what this is all about. Because what programs this, what's on the other side, is actually a Scorpio gate, gate 28, which talks about purposelessness. We're like, are you out here fighting without a purpose? Capricorn, that does not work for. Capricorn has to rise above itself. 444, building something major. Capricorn has to rise above its personal goals and really take charge, take the reins, and say, this is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing it. I don't actually need your permission. This is what's going on, and everyone around me is a subordinate. I am the king, I am the master, I am the leader, but I'm not leading for my personal gain. I'm actually leading for the collective upliftment, upliftment, uplift, upliftment. Jesus. So this is one of the major things that's happening with this Capricorn full moon. Are you aligned with a purpose, or are you not? Because if you're fighting and you have no purpose of knowing what you're fighting for, you're likely fighting other people you're in relationships and in love with. And that's what this Uranus now squaring off with Uranus and Taurus squaring off with Venus and Leo, where it's like, look, and your romances, especially with this Venus retrograde, so we're going to kind of come back to this. All right, we're going to come back to this. Okay, we're going to come back to this in Venus retrograde. So whatever mistakes you make now, understand you're going to come back to this, and you're going to likely be having to apologize to somebody, or you're going to have cut ties with somebody that you really didn't want to. What this means is, like, spend more time with friends during this time, especially if you have a romantic relationship or a business partnership and y'all feel like y'all really hitting heads. Y'all probably have y'all two purposes banging right now, and maybe one is not aware of their purpose and one is, or maybe both are aware of their purpose, but they're two different purposes and they're not matching. Okay, or neither one of you are aware of your purpose. That's a key theme with this. Aware of your career, aware of the career direction, aware of what you want to take charge in. And it's not just taking charge in your career and your life, but Capricorn works as a life system, which means taking charge of your routines, taking charge of what you eat, taking charge of when you breathe, taking charge of when you have sex, how you have sex, taking charge in every area of your life. This is what Capricorn wants. And this full moon and this illumination, you got to apply where Capricorn sits in your house. Okay, it's going to change first, second house, seventh house, 10th house. It will change, no doubt. So as an overall theme, apply what I'm saying to the house that's specific to you, to the degree that's specific to you, to the planet you have Capricorn in that's specific to you, because these are those areas of life. In human design, for example, I have my Sun and my Mercury, and I'm also, Uranus and Neptune generation of Capricorn. So there's a deep amount of Capricorn energy within me. And so in these areas of life, it's where I need to take charge. So if I give the example, I have a Capricorn third house as a Scorpio rising. Speaking, I need to take charge in my body language. I need to take charge in my posture and presenting myself as someone who is in charge, among other things. Okay. And again, all of this is now leading us to what perseverance looks like. And perseverance looks like being able to recognize, look, there's always going to be a fight in life, but if I take a breath, notice I didn't open my chest didn't go like this. I didn't go, I just opened my belly and then inhale and deliver the air and the oxygen. I'm going to slowly visualize and watch that air uprise. And as I take that breath, you notice the frequency change. Capricorn represents the skin, it represents the spine, it represents your teeth, it represents your bone. Are your bones strong right now? Do they feel brittle? Are you slipping and falling? Are you hurting your bones somehow, some way? Okay. Is your skin feeling illustrious? I'm thinking I'm illustrious right now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm feeling illustrious. Are your teeth clean? Are you flossing? I've been intentionally doing an extra little floss, putting clove on my toothbrush, clove oil, and getting the extra bacteria and the fungal out. Why? Because this is what we could do in the physical world, Capricorn, earth sign. This is what we could do in the physical world. Is my posture upright and straight. Okay, as I take my inhale. When we take the breath, we start learning where and which direction to persevere. Where we're always going to face an enemy that seems to be a battle that is insurmountable. But when we fight these type of battles, we now embody an indomitable spirit. We cannot be dominated. And this is what's so miraculous about Capricorn energy. When it faces the struggle, the full channel human design from the spleen to the root has been defined for a very long time. The spleen has had South Node in Scorpio, which will very soon leave, and South Node will turn into Libra. Okay, so this matters. We're at the end of a climax of a constant struggle. All right. The spleen saying, look, this is healthy for me, this is not healthy for me, these people, these foods, whatever, they're healthy for me or they're not healthy for me. I'm in this battle of, have the people I relate with embraced the totality of life, the fact that there is good and there are light forces, that I must essentially learn to swallow those dark forces and essentially transform their energy and shine an immense bright light anyways. That's what this is saying on one end, to look at the totality of things and realize that when you can fight the good fight against the dark and evil forces, and still maintain a deep sense of honor, where you likely oftentimes sacrifice yourself to those dark forces, like Jesus on the cross, to ultimately support something bigger and larger than himself. Okay, you know the story of his sacrifice. This is what makes Jesus immortal. This is what makes any warrior that you remember throughout history immortal. It is the honor that they carry within them when they look at the good fight and they persevere anyways. This full moon is asking us to look at the culmination after we take a deep breath, a deep, soft, gentle, and quiet breath. Without that breathing, you will likely fall victim into the Mars squaring Taurus in it. The Mars and Leo square Uranus and Taurus, and the Venus square, where you're going to cauterize your feelings and your emotion, and you're going to look at other people as, oh, you're being overly emotional. And instead, what you're doing is you're dissociating from these people so quickly that you're not actually allowing yourself to build a deep and intimate bond, because you're more used to the stress and the anxiety of not knowing if your relationship is secure. So when the moment it becomes harmonious, Venus, you will oftentimes like to create a certain disruption in that dynamic that ultimately, either one separates you, keeps you from having to feel too deeply or getting too intimate with that person. And I know I have been here. um, or ultimately fighting them and creating a split and a divide. Okay, for whatever the reason, there's a lot right now because this is a collective frequency. So all my emotional solar plexus authorities, or divine emotional solar plexus, y'all might have been really, really going through it because y'all are connected with the um the pulse of the collective emotion that's based in fear and love and everything beautiful and mixed in between. Now, if you're open in that center, you're able to feel all of this, and you may still get consumed if you don't know how to set your proper boundaries. Okay, because this is a line that can easily cross boundaries within your professional relationships, or Capricorn, your entire life system, like we explained. The time you take to do your plants, to water your garden internally or not. Now, what this looks like is check your skin. If your skin is dry, if it's not illustrious, if your posture is slouching and it's lacking, you're likely one of the people who are falling into the defeatist mentality I spoke about earlier, which is the shadow frequencies of this struggle, where you just fight to fight. I was this guy at one point in time in my life where I used to just fight people because I didn't know what the hell to do with all this energy deep down inside of me. Okay, my battery's dying. Deep down inside of me, I didn't know what to do with this energy, and I remember like walking one time just angry, and I like punched a hole and a dent in his car. It's like, what the hell, bro? What are you doing? That guy did nothing to you. And he sued me for everything that he could. Okay. And so that was a learning lesson. This struggle that we go through and the perseverance we have, it's like, when I look at it, this guy, I'm not gonna go too deep into that story. It was a very long time ago, but this guy didn't have much of anything. And we're gonna call him in this instance the darker force that was taking over a light force in a moment of vulnerability. I was tremendously vulnerable in this moment, and I had great reason to be angry in this moment, but I still had no reason to hit this guy's car. This is where I got swallowed by that dark force rather than transforming that dark force energy. So that's an example. But as we continue on, this is the full moon message that I have for you. You should be reaping rewards, but you also have to be very aware of what is the fight that you're fighting that you should likely let go in order to make space for these grand rewards that are honestly sitting on your doorstep right now. But if you are, not able to breathe and take it slow and do some tai chi or some qigong and just woosah. If you can't woosah right now, you're not gonna know what to fight for that is of a grand purpose, something that is much, much larger than you and your personal fears. And then you'll actually likely look at your career and be like, damn, I did it. I fought the good fight and I'm reaping the wow. I've embraced the totality of the dark and the light forces. Wow. I am now remembered and immortal throughout all of history for what I've done, where even if I die today, I will be truly remembered. My legacy will be one that stands throughout all of time. Capricorn. So I hope this message resonated with you. Hit the thumbs up and the likes button, ladies and gentlemen. This is a joy. I really enjoyed this one. I did a lot of reading. leading up to this. The memberships we're meeting this Sunday. If you're looking to join the community tribe, this is the 11th house. I mean, not the 11th house. This is the 11th degree, Capricorn, right? That's groups, that's community, that's tribes. All right. If you're looking to join a group, a community, a tribe, we have one for you. We meet bi-weekly. Like I said, we were going to meet weekly coming up on Sundays just for midterms for about 5 weeks straight. And then we'll see what happens. But that's not confirmed. That's not set in stone. All right. I'm just talking out of my booty cheeks. I love you all. I appreciate y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all for watching this on the replay. If you made it all to the end, drop a goat or a Capricorn symbol down in the chat. Help us out. Help us with the algorithm. Get these comments up. Show some love. Hit the thumbs up. Okay. Let this video get out there. Send it and share it to somebody that you feel really resonated. That's somebody that's fighting. Somebody has a good soul, has a good spirit, but they fighting. They don't know why they fighting. Send this to them, and maybe we get them on track. Drop the goat emoji or the Capricorn emoji down below. If you're the goat, if you made it to the end of this video and you want to be the goat, if you're already working towards the goal and you're really taking charge of your life. That's the key theme right now. Take charge of your life. When life throws you a lemon, you make the best lemonade on the planet. That's what Capricorn does. Like, I hurt my leg and I haven't been able to walk for 4 days or so now. I started doing push-ups and breath work and more reading instead. It's like, don't let the leg that I can't move, look at it as life and divinity redirecting you. This is Capricorn energy. I swear to God. Life redirecting me to say, look, I got more research to do right now. I'm a 5-1 generator. The 1 on the unconscious side says, look, it's time to do more research because there's a crisis coming where the 5 is going to need to step up. But you need to do the research so that you can lead the people through the crisis. That's where this entry that allows me to walk allows me to do the research, to investigate. Okay, deeper into myself, deeper into my own life, deeper into the energy around me. And so, again, Capricorn, this is what we do. We climb the mountain. And the mountain is insurmountable, literally. Okay. But the fact that you can't win and you win anyway is what gives you the perseverance to be an indomitable spirit. You cannot be dominant. That goat climbs straight up, baby. You don't see no slamming that thing. That thing go like this. And they be on the wall like that. So reap your rewards happily. This is a feminine energy. It's an energy to receive, which means we must breathe. We must breathe in order to receive. Ooh, coin that. Trademark. Trademark on that. Trademark on that. Drop that goat. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy for each and one of you. I love you so much. I love you. Share some love with somebody else today. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the goat down in the chat.